Okay, I'll give you guys a quick update. I came out and there was a raccoon on top of the bird feeder, that little tray on the left. I mean, there was a raccoon that was on top of it eating it. So, anyway, um, yeah, so I went out today to go to Mass and I left at 4 o'clock on the dot. And as I pulled out of my driveway, things are quiet in this neighborhood, except for the fucking airliner going right overhead. Perfect timing. And that's going right over the house too, man. Like back when I was in the military, when they'd have air going over. Look at that. That went right over. Anyway, so I back out of the driveway, and I get on the road, I look in my rear view, I see a unmarked cop pass, bisect that road that I was on, and then I go out and make a right onto the main road. And as I'm pulling up to the stop sign to make a right, I look to the adjacent street next, down the way. And there's a big old white pickup truck slowly pulling up to the stop sign, and we both, pull out. And now I'm behind this white pickup, and he's going like 10 miles under the speed limit. And on top of that, he's got his window open, and he keeps flicking a cigarette out the window. There's no smoke blowing out of the window, just he's flicking the cigarette out, right? And we reach the next stop sign towards the main road, and he throws a cigarette out on the road, and I pass the cigarette, and I look, and it's only like half smoked. All right, so clearly they jammed up, that's them, right? And that cop that was the first cop that I saw was kind of managing it, I think, like they worked together, and I don't know. But that was it. I went to Mass. That was fantastic. And I came back, stopped at the market again. Nothing out of the ordinary. But what I will say is two things. The house that played the Psyop nursery rhyme, Kitty Psyop, right? Which I know is a perp house. A couple days ago, I went and looked at the truck that was parked in the driveway, and that's the only vehicle there, and it never leaves. And this was like 3 days ago. I took a picture of the way the front tires, the guy backed the truck into the driveway and had the tires kind of on an angle, and I took a picture of it. And I went back, I passed it today, 3 days, and I slowly passed the house, and I looked, and the tires were the exact same angle, so they hadn't moved that truck. Okay, so that is definitely, I think it's federal. I think it's DHS. I did a FOIA request about 2 years ago to the DHS information and analysis. That's what I think is behind this. DHS information and analysis section. And I sent a FOIA request electronically emailed to them. All right, and this is a bureaucratic organization, right? It takes time. I get a response back less than 24 hours from them telling me that I've been denied. I had a lawyer look at it, and he's like, yeah, they give you this bullshit reason why they can't send it to you. And my lawyer's like, yeah, it's because they have an investigation open on you, right? So I suspect this is all DHS. And that house is, they moved people in there, and started that bullshit psyop. But I know when I have the evidence that's that they're using that against me. And then, my ex continues to try to muscle her way into my life again. Look at that blue jay. And she sent me, I told her this time, I said, I don't want, and there's a cardinal and another blue jay. Look at that. Sweet. And there's a cardinal. I told her I never want to talk to her again and to stop contacting me. And she sent me a picture, and her eyes were black. Her pupils were black. I was like, holy smokes, man, what is up with that? You know, like, it was like I was crazy. She had black eyes, completely black eyes, man. I said, don't ever contact me ever again. But I mean, is that a spiritual thing? You know, I don't know. I've seen that before. I've gone into areas that I like, parks that I would go to on a regular basis, and they would have the whole thing opt out, man. I mean, they must have had like 15 to 20 people, role players out there, and I'm serious. I'm not imagining anything. And they would have, like a cop, like two cops would be in the parking lot, and you know, unbelievable. And there was a couple times where I saw people with black eyes. You know, so who knows? Maybe that cardinal over there knows. But that's it for now. I'm going to be indoors for a while. Excited to start writing the book. I got the university reached out again. They want to do a more extensive series of presentations next semester, God willing. So I'm excited about that. And that's about it. So if it's quiet, maybe you'll hear from me at the end of the week or something. If something happens, I'll post it. All right, folks, stay frosty. Barry Stevens out.